A while hinny back, I was this emperor chiel, for was awfu' fond of clays. He spent all his money on him. He didn't care about anything else, just his clays. He'd a different suit for elky hour of the day. Well, news of this emperor and fu muckle he loved his clays spread a' oer the countryside, and it come to the lug a twa weavers. And they thought that the emperor should wear clays wi' awfu' amazing patterns and bonny colours. Clays it were made wi' some kind of material it would be invisible to abody. Abody that was unfit, nae able to do their job the way they should, or fa was a bitty glaikit kind. Well, when the emperor heard about a suit, he says, I fancy one of them, you ken. If I had a suit like yon, I'd be able to ken if the men in my kingdom were fit to do their work. And I would ken fa was wise and fa was gapit. So he gave thon twa weavers a hillock o' siller, so that they would get to work at eens and mak just sick a suit o' clays. Well, the twa weavers set up twa looms, and they looked awfu' busy. But ken fit, they weren't doing anything of a'. They were pretending. They speered for some fine silk and some gowden thread, and they pretended to work at the empty looms for hours and hours, late into the night. The folk in the kingdom were awfu' impressed about this bra cloth, and they were gey eager to find out fittings of their neighbours would be gaped and fittings would be clever. Well, the emperor wanted to ken aught and all. So he decided he would send his prime minister to the weavers to see what the clout was looking like. Prime Minister Ga2a to the weavers, and he spirited them fu their work was getting on, but when he looked at the looms, he couldn't see ony threads, he couldn't see onything. Well, sir, what do you think of the colour of the clout? Said one of the weavers. Aye, and what do you think about the pattern? Said the other. Well, the Prime Minister didn't want to appear glaikit, so he says, Oh, it's bra, it's rare. I think the colours and the patterns are just rare. I'll tell the Emperor recht awa, just fu bonny they are. Well, that's grand, said the weavers. And they spoke to the minister about the colours and the patterns of the clout. The minister listened careful kine and syne he gaed and tell't the emperor that's what he'd seen. Well, afore long, the emperor sent another chiel to the court, to the place where the weavers were, and to see who they were getting on. He wanted to ken if the clout would be ready afore long. The same thing happened again. This man gaed in and he looked at the loom and he could see it was empty frames. Is it to your liking? Speered the weavers. Div you like a cloth? Well, I'm nae stupid, said the man. I'm nae a gape. So he says out loud, he says, I am awfu' happy with this. Oh, it's awfu' bonny clout, and I just think a pattern is grand. Well, after a finally, the emperor himself decided that he would ging and see this fine cloth, for he'd spent enough siller on it, and he wanted to see it when it was high in a loom. So he took his men at court, and the twa chiels did been already, and had already telled them about the bonny clout. Well, when the twa weavers seen the emperor coming towards them, they started to work even faster than they had afore, even though there wasna even a thread on a loom. You'll see it a clout is amazing, your majesty. Och, aye, said twa men that had visited already. If you'll just hae a recht good look, you'll see that the design is just rare and the colour is amazing. And they pointed to the empty frames. Fitzess, said the Emperor to himself, Fit's gone on. I canna see anything. Oh, Michty, am I feel? Am I nae fit to be the Emperor? Oh, that's terrible. That would be the worst thing that could happen. So out loud he says, Oh, aye, oh, it's cloth. It's the bonniest I've ever seen. Well, the men round about started nodding their heads and agreeing. Oh, aye, it's half a bonny, your majesty. Oh, aye, you should get a new suit made out of it. It would just be rare for the parade that you've got planned. Fit a grand idea, said the Emperor. Oh, I'm needing a suit ready the necht, he said to the weavers. Well, the twa weavers sat up a nicht lang, burning the cannel at both ends. They were determined to show that they were doing a good job and that they were anxious to get the Emperor's claes finished in time for the parade. They pretended, when they were done, to roll the clout off of the looms, and they cut in the air with their scissors to cut out the shapes, and they sewed and they sewed and they sewed with needles that didn't have any thread in them, and after finally the shouts, We're done! The Emperor's new claes are a' ready. Well, the Emperor come wi' a' his court recht up to the weavers, and the weavers held out their arms as though they had stuff on them. Here you go, your majesty. This is your trousers. Aye. And here's your sark. And here's your scarf. Well, said Abdi, that's just rare. Even though none of them could see anything at all. The Emperor was fair tricked, and the weavers pretended to dress him in his new claes. He paraded round and boot and gacket in the mirror and thought, oh, divine nae look bra. And Abdi agreed. Aye, you look amazing, your majesty. Look at your bonny new suit. Fit a design, fit colours. But when the Emperor started stravaiging through the streets of his capital, the crowd were absolutely silent, as quiet as a mouse nae soon. Until Audience there was this loud laugh. It was a wee bairn. Ah, the Emperor has nae claes on, shouted out the wee bairn. Well, at that, the folks started joining in. Aye, he's got nae claes on of a', and they started laughing. The Emperor realised he wasn't wearing anything. The Emperor was awfu' embarrassed. Oh, michty. He realised now that the twa weavers had made a fool of him. They had ta'en him for a right gape. He could do nothing except ran as fast as he could back to the palace. But of course, the twa weavers, they had skedaddled with the siller and the golden thread. And they were never seen again.